Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Shalena D.I.V.A, and I wanted to just jump up here real quick and tell you, have you heard about the Urban CEO Network? Darling, if you have not heard about Urban CEO, then you need to make sure that you jump on board. Right now, we have a special so that you can actually be a part of our Urban CEO Academy, which is our monthly membership program, where not only do you get exclusive access to events, discounts, and things of that nature, but you also get training that's designed to help you to grow your business. Right now, you can join for 7 days for free and see what we're all about. All you need to do is go to urbanceoacademy.com and check us out for real. Like, we're the fastest growing organization right now, designed to help men and women that come from the urban community that want to grow in business, that want to grow in their career, or you simply just want to be able to grow in your life. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So come over here, check us out, join. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. 7 days free. You have really, it's a win-win situation, so you can see what we're all about, all right? So join. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I'm going to talk to you later. Deuces.
Hey, Urban CEOs, listen up. It's your girl Shalena D.I.V.A from Miami, Florida. And the name of my organization is Shalena D.I.V.A Corporation. And what we do is we help individuals realize their dreams and bring their visions to life. Whether it's starting a business, whatever that thing is that you want to do, we can help you bring that to life. I'm here to bring you the announcements today. So if there's many of you out there and you're looking for direction and you're not happy in your life, happiness is an inside job. Happiness is something that you have to create. So if you're not happy in your space, then you have to create your own happiness within your circle. And that's my quote of today. Happiness lies in your hands. So again, my name is Shalena D.I.V.A. I am the CEO of Shalena D.I.V.A Corporation. I'm a full-time police dispatcher, and we help individuals realize their dreams. So any of you out there, you're looking to bring your vision to life, contact us. You can visit our website at www.ddd2c.biz. And remember, as long as you're alive, don't stop pursuing your dreams. You're here for a purpose.
Will Roundtree, Twyla Portis, Carla Beatles, Orlando Haynes, Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Andrea Williams, Dr. LaTanya Jackson, Kitten Gray, Brian Keith Bailey, Isabel Rojas, and then we have Micro. We have Annette Bryant, as well as Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. What do all these people have in common? My name is Shalena D.I.V.A, and since 2014, I've helped more than 5,000 speakers, coaches, and network marketers to write books to grow their business. Look, this is the best time more than ever to actually finally get that book done. So if you want to join my free masterclass and learn more about how I can help you to get your book done, go to ebooks30days.com. I hope you join me. We actually have an intensive book camp coming up very soon. So I hope that you pull up on us and join me. All right. So ebooks30days.com, and I'll see you there. Deuces.
Hello, beautiful people, and thank you for tuning into As Real As It Gets TV. We're super excited for you to be here with us. And my name is Chanel Spencer, and I'm the CEO of Maximum Evolution, and I help women to transform their lives by bringing their vision into fruition. Because we're no longer waiting for a seat at anyone else's table. We're just going to go and build our own. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Chanel Spencer Now, as well as my website, www.readytotransformnow.com, because we're all about now action, not later action. So go do that now. Well, no, do it after this episode, but you know what I'm saying. So find me and connect with me on Chanel Spencer Now on Facebook and Instagram, and www.readytotransformnow.com. So I'm here to give you your announcements for today. And so our first announcement is Urban CEO Network is looking for professors to join our Urban CEO Academy. If you coach people in all areas, including businesses of all types, to finances, to fitness and health, we want you. For more information, go to professor.urbanceonetwork.com. Again, professor.urbanceonetwork.com. Okay? Our second announcement. Do you have a product that you want to get out there and promote it in front of thousands? Yes, thousands, not one, not two, but thousands. We want to help you promote your products for free. Yes, FREE, free. For more information, please send an email to info@urbanceonetwork.com. Again, info@urbanceonetwork.com. And last but not least, want to be a part of the movement? Urban CEO would love to have you. Make sure to visit our website, www.urbanceonetwork.com, for details on joining our movement and becoming an official Urban CEO. Again, thank you for tuning in. And my name is Shalena Spencer, and I'm the CEO of Maximum Evolution, and I help women to transform their lives by bringing their vision into fruition. And we are no longer waiting for a seat at anyone else's table. We are just going to go and build our own. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Shalena Spencer Now, and my website, www.readytotransformnow. Again, we're all about now action here at Urban CEO, not later action. All right? Thank you, beautiful people. Bye.
Hey, guess what, y'all? As real as it gets, it's on Ice Cold TV Television Network every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 Eastern on any Roku TV, any Roku device, or you can tune in at IceColdTVTelevisionNetwork.com. Don't miss it, baby.
What's going on, Urban CEOs? Taria Vision-Avant here in the house, darling. We are here, and I am so excited because we have another edition of As Real as It Gets with our VIP guest. And so you've had a chance to hear from our ambassadors, from the announcements, of course, to the quote of the day. By the way, you know that we are now on Roku TV. And Roku airs to millions of people, okay? So every single Thursday night, we are on Ice Cold TV. Ice Cold TV is another station on Roku. But guys, we are all over the place, all right? And we've got some more announcements on the expansion of our show. One thing I will tell you is that we are taking all of our VIP interviews, like the one that we're going to do today, and we are also uploading it to a podcast. So all your podcast outlets, y'all, you can listen to As Real as It Gets. If you just want to get straight to that interview and get that value, get that knowledge, you can definitely plug into that. All right, listen, I told y'all, look, I'm going to tell you this. We are preparing for 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Urban CEO Network is going to be the most known organization designed to be the bridge between the urban community and business success. And I am so excited about today's particular topic because, as you can see, this beautiful young lady is going to teach you guys all about how to earn your first $1,000 selling a class. Now listen, Linda. I am all about this, okay? If anybody knows me, if you follow my training, I'm telling people today is the day to get into coaching. Today is the day to get into information. But let me tell you a little bit about our VIP guest. Her name is Shalena D.I.V.A. Broaster, okay? And she's a best-selling author called Fire Your Friends, A Woman's Guide to Becoming Her Own Best Friend. Amen to that. Okay, we too old out here to be not knowing who we supposed to be and all this good stuff. But I love that award-winning speaker. Her clients call her the diva because she knows she shows women how to discover, invest, value, and appreciate their lives and business. As a startup coach for online coaches, she educates, equips, and trains them to start earning money quickly by packaging their knowledge into digital information, products. Through her company, Best selling year LLC. I love everything about what we are talking about here. Okay, she now coaches. She helps coaches, consultants, and experts with personal branding, content marketing, and digital product creation, such as webinars, ebooks, and online courses. Y'all, I want you to give it up to our VIP guest of the day, none other than Shalena D.I.V.A. Hey, Diva,
Oh,
darling.
wow.
How are you?
Hello, darling. I am
Ah,
good. Thank you so much for that amazing, amazing welcome. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I love it. I love the setup. I love everything. And I love your energy and most importantly, your vision. So I'm honored to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
oh, absolutely. I'm so excited. And listen, we've got a whole new setup here as far as what's going on behind the scenes. Y'all can't even see it, but you see, we are over here looking real crispy right now, okay?
Yes.
Well, Shalena, now I know I didn't do as much justice as we could do as far as sharing who you are and how you've gotten here today. So do me a favor, if you could tell our audience a little bit about like how did you get into this space? What was it that went through, with your journey, so that we can definitely impact some more people. So go ahead. I'm gonna let the floor be yours.
Well, thank you so much. For me, I actually started out in the online space. I would say about like 2009 or 2010. I got into the space because I simply loved Facebook. I loved building. I didn't know I was building a platform back then, but I was just like building a little fan page and I was sharing and I built the blogs. I built the platform that way. And over the years, I just kept going and I kept doing it. And like I said, I didn't realize that I was actually doing something that was very valuable, like that was a valuable skill to have. And in the midst of that, around 2012, I broke up with my son's father. He was my fiance at the time. And in doing so, I became homeless because he was like my everything. I was engaged to him. I worked for him, everything. So for me, it was like really tough because that was my everything. And I left and I was homeless for 2 years. And in the midst of that, I had to rebuild my life. Now, I have, I went to Duke University, so I have an education, right? I have all these skills, but when you're in a traumatic situation like that, and you're going through all these things, sometimes you just can't find your way. But I had to earn money because my son's father, he sued me in, was it child support? We went to custody. So it was like, listen, I went through the ringer. So a lot of men are like, men complain about child support. Well, I was on the other end. And it was because, I said, you know what? I'm going to get myself on my feet and I'm going to come back and get my son. Well, it didn't work out that way. And it was this nasty, nasty custody battle. So what ended up happening is I had to start earning money because when I went to child support court, it was like the best thing that happened to me because the judge was like, I don't care if you don't have income coming in. I don't care if you're working. You still have to pay all this money. And I was like, oh, like they were serious. I was going to go to jail, like jail, girl.
Yeah.
So I had to basically rely on my skills. And the skills that I had, I always tell people everything you need, it's in your hands or it's at your feet. What was in my hand was the cell phone. And it was the skills that I had and what I had been learning over the years. And so I started teaching people how to use the internet, like to teach and to build their business. And over the years, I've refined that. But for me, my business was really birthed from necessity because I really had to start earning money and I couldn't find a traditional job and I didn't want a traditional job. So that is how Best-Selling Year, how it was birthed and how it came about. And over the years, I just fine-tuned and I mastered what I did. And so basically, in a nutshell, I like to tell people I turn your mind into an ATM because we have so much talent, whether it's from college, formal education from college, whether it's the skill set you've gleaned from corporate America over the years, or if it's the life lessons you've learned from what you've overcome, you can turn all of those things you can monetize all of that. There's somebody out there to buy it. So that's what I help women to do. I'm super excited. And a lot of my clients have been super successful during the pandemic. And I specialize with new coaches. Some coaches like, oh, I want to help you scale to 6 figures, or I want to help you get to 7. My passion is for those new coaches who are like, I'm just getting started. Like they really don't know. I have the passion for it. I love to teach. I love to teach step by step. So I've had a lot of success with, my own company, but definitely my clients. So that's what I do to help new online coaches, speakers, and consultants.
Okay, honey. So yes, I might have some strategic partnership I need to do with you,
Yes.
because as you know, I work with a lot of people, and I specifically work with speakers and coaches,
Hmm.
or people that want to become speakers and coaches and show them how to write books. But I don't want to do the part where I teach them how to create the coaching program. I said I'm a partner with someone for 2021. So I mean, I'm
Well,
just
hey,
saying,
listen,
girl.
listen. And you just hit upon something that I just want to express to your viewers, and what has really helped me to be successful, especially in 2020, was that I was not afraid to niche, and I was not afraid to like own a lane. And some people feel as though you have to be everything to everybody, and you don't. So that's okay if you're like, listen, I can help you with this book thing, and I
Mhm.
know you're going to need that. And because you're going to need that, you know what? I'm really good here. I can partner with someone over here,
Yep.
you know what I mean, to help. And the thing is, a lot of new coaches, they get caught up because they're like, you know what? They think they have to teach everything. And it's like,
Right.
no, you can present whatever you want, but it doesn't mean you have to actually teach it. And I think once some people wrap their minds around that, it changes the game, you know? And it's like, oh, and it makes you wiser, like you said, it makes you wiser about who you partner with. It makes you wiser about looking for strategic partners to help you fill a need that your people need, you
Yes,
know?
absolutely. I love that. Yeah, you got to definitely be. And I was saying the other day, I was like, when you do partner with, you have strategic partnerships with people. First of all, it's another way to build multiple streams of income. Our
Mhm.
community, we are addicted to labor. And so when we hear multiple streams, we think that's multiple businesses, which is not the same thing. It's two different things. But another thing in regards to being strategic, you make it a win-win for your clients. So like, for example, if I do, maybe I do weight loss, right? I help women to lose weight, but most of the women I'm finding are single. So then I can connect you with a relationship coach. Now that you're getting yourself in shape, I partner with a relationship coach that teaches you how to use your femininity to be able to get the man that you want, right? But you're looking
Mhm.
good now. So these are what you call strategic partnerships. And unfortunately, what I love that you mentioned how new coaches are like, well, I can coach here, I can coach there. And I'm gonna tell you, Shalena, the way that I made a decision to really narrow and niche down was because I got tired. I was doing too much. I was stretched. I was
Mhm.
overworked and
Mhm.
underpaid. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk
Mhm.
about, brand new coaches that are getting started. What do you typically recommend when a coach is getting started? How should they offer their program, or how should they create that offer and things of that nature?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked that. I was just speaking to a larger audience a couple of weeks ago, and I shocked them. I said, listen, contrary to what a lot of these gurus are telling you, and if you're like me and you're on Facebook, like every other ad or every other ad is telling you to create a course. And I tell new coaches, don't do that. The reason why is because I feel as though as a new coach, you don't really know
Come on.
exactly what your clients need. You don't even really know exactly who
Yes.
your ideal client is. You don't know really what they need. And what I see and where a lot of them get stuck, they're like, oh, I have this course. And they think because they create a course and you put it on a platform, it's going to sell. And I'm like, no. And so a lot of them are like in their room for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. They figured out the camera, the webcam, and they're recording and they're all these hours and they have all these modules, but it doesn't sell. And the reason why it doesn't sell is because for one, as a new coach, a mistake. They try to put everything that they know into one course. And you're going to overwhelm people. So, one thing I'm against is overwhelm. And you can have the purest heart, you can have the purest intention. But the thing is, you can't teach people like that, especially adults. Like, you can't overwhelm them, give them too many tasks, give them too many things to do because they're going to feel overwhelmed. Like, I can't even start because it seems like it's too much. So, my number one thing is do not lead with a course. I know there are people out there who are really successful who help people to do that, but I don't suggest that for new coaches. And I have a whole different strategy of how they can go about it because my way is you'll get wins quicker. And by wins, I mean you'll earn money quicker, you'll monetize quicker, you'll get a sense of what people really want from you, you'll get used to coaching and teaching, and then the more, I like to call it, I like to start with a single solution approach. Now let's take you, my dear, like with the book queen, right? Let's take you. So you're like, okay, I want to teach people, with the books, like, how to write the books, how to monetize the books, and, how all the things, the different things that you do. So the traditional approach is I'm going to create this course. It has 20 modules in it, and I'm going to teach you how to write it, how to publish it, how to market it, how to create a workshop, how to do this, how to do that. I don't know about you, but I get overwhelmed with courses like that. I'm like, I need a win. I need to be able to create and monetize and win. So my approach is, why don't you offer a single solution? So you take the big major problem that you're trying to solve. Like, okay, I'm going to help you to write a book and then to monetize that book in various ways. All right, that's the big problem we're solving. That's great. So we know what we're going to do. And then I like to say, create a success path for your clients, meaning when they start with you, where are they beginning? And then where are they ending? And like you and I both said, these are the people we work with. This is what we help them to do. So I know where you're going to start and I know where you're going to stop. And I'm not going beyond that stopping point.
Come
Meaning,
on now.
I'm
Right.
not going to say, oh, I'm going to teach you 6 figures. No, I don't do that. Like, I'm like your elementary school teacher for new
This
online
is
coaches.
it.
And I'm
Right.
fine with that.
Right.
I'm fine with
Absolutely.
that. You know what I mean? I don't
Absolutely.
teach high school. I don't teach. I don't desire to do that. Other people do. So you look at the big problem you solve. Then where do they start and where do they end? So let's just take the school thing. With me, they're going to start in pre-K and they'll probably end. They can probably end around maybe sixth grade, eighth grade, sixth grade, or whatever. But I know, so I know. Okay, here they're not. You look at yourself. They're not going to have a book. But by the time they get to the end, they're going to have a book and maybe they have monetized it with maybe 3 or 4 products and now they are speaking and being paid. So that's the success path. So my thing now
Absolutely.
is, you want to break all of those things down and create what I call single solutions. So the first single solution is, if you're going to help me build this book business, I need to know how to write a book because I don't know. And then, so but here's a mistake people make. They'll say, oh well, all right, so in this class, I'm gonna teach you how to write your book and publish it. And I'm like, whoa, that's too much. And some people may say, Shalena, well, it's not. The way I do it, I'm like, your first class should be writing the book, because you wouldn't believe how many people just can't even think, they don't believe that they can write a book. And
Absolutely.
you may have a certain process, you may have a certain way for them to write the book. So okay, so you just offer that. That's your first solution. All right, I'm gonna teach you how to write the book my own special way. After that, because you had a success path, now they're going to need to know how to self-publish it. Offer that as another solution, another class, right? And then you're like, oh, okay. And some people may feel like, well, they're not going to buy from me. If you do a great job the first time, you will get repeat buyers.
They sure
So
will.
you go to the writing class. Oh, she's teaching self-publishing class. Bet I'm gonna take it. And after the self-publishing, they're gonna need to know how to market it, right? That's a totally different thing. And I think, well, my approach is not that fluff, because fluff is trying to teach you how to do all of those things in one class. And you're just giving me information. You're not
Right.
helping me to implement anything. I tell people the money is in the implementation. You're not helping me to
Yep.
implement anything. You're not helping me to like transform that information you're giving me. And that is what people are crying for. I'm sure as a coach, you've had people who they said this to you, man, I wish I would have met you sooner or before I spent thousands of dollars
Right.
and I had
Into
nothing
all
to
these
show for it.
videos that I had to look at, and ain't nothing help happen with it. Absolutely.
You know, so my thing is, don't start with the course and do the single solution. Do a master class. Think about, that large problem that you solve, and then break it into steps. What are the steps to get there, right? And like I said, you start out with a class, and then you do another class, and I'm telling you, you're going to get repeat buyers, and then you can get creative with your approach. You can do like a weekend virtual retreat. You can. I like to do clinics where I break down what I taught over like a week or 2 weeks, and it's really helpful because people end up walking away creating things and they have something to show for it. So you can be as creative as you want to be. And that's why I have clients who like they're monetizing, like they're earning $5,000 in 3 weeks, in a month. One of my clients who went through one of my programs, Last I checked, she was like at $40,000, and it's because it's a simple it's a simple system where
Mm-hmm.
you're becoming more solution oriented, right? And you're solving problems, and you're helping people to solve problems. And when you get back to the basics, you'll be so surprised. And a lot of new people, they think, well, wow, I have to have all this technology figured out. I have to, and you really don't.
Right.
You really don't. I mean, I can tell from your setup, you're a techie.
I'm
You
a
know what I mean?
techie.
That you
Absolutely.
don't mind. You know what I mean? You don't mind venturing into it. But there are some people who like they're,
They don't
especially
need all
women,
of
they're
that.
so
Yes.
intimidated by it. And it's like the thing is, you don't need all of that.
Mm.
So that's a big
See,
thing. So
yeah. See, I'm just not the person shoe girl. I'm the gadget girl. So for me, it's like I get heat flashes. Oh my god, oh my god. So anyway, so like when we were getting started, and I was just like, girl, this new software, I'm all excited.
yeah.
But listen, so now I want to even get into, I want to dig down deeper because
Mhm.
another big challenge that I see from a lot of people, especially wanting to get into the coaching space, is knowing that you could literally be a coach in anything.
Yes,
There are
yes,
people who coach people like, I can coach you how to train your dog and make six
yes.
figures at it. I can coach you how to, I don't know, the weirdest thing. So let me ask you that. What are some of the weirdest or maybe non-traditional types of coaches that you've either heard of or you've worked with? And let's dig into that because everybody, the first thing they do, they see somebody's a social media marketing coach. Okay, I want to get into social, and you don't know nothing about social media, but you know everything about how to get engaged. You can literally just teach people. I teach people how to get engaged. So
You
let's
know
dig into
what?
that.
I won't say it was the well. Let's just because you're right. Most people are business coaches, and I'm gonna touch upon why business coaching is so popular, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then you have the women's empowerment coaches, right?
Yes.
And why they struggle. And the short answer is they struggle because a lot of them aren't able to articulate a tangible result that
Exactly.
that a person can get as as a result of coaching with them. So as a business coach, I can say, hey, I can help you build an online school and show you how to monetize, da 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 da. And after working with me, you have those things. Whereas a lot of women's empowerment coaches, it's
You
hard
don't
for
know
them to
what they offer.
articulate that
Yeah.
because it's like, all right, I'll help you build up your confidence and all that, and I say, you're helping me to build up my confidence to do what?
Why do I want my
And
confidence? Right.
and then they get offended. Some of them get offended. Like, what do you mean, woman needs confidence? But it's like, okay, is it confidence like so they can go after the job of their dreams, or get the
Mm-hmm.
relationship of their dreams, or get the weight? What? And so they're slowly starting to understand it. Now, with that being said, the whole thing is as long as you can create a result for people and articulate that, people will pay you. And like Tari was saying, like with the dog, fly fishing. So one of the most interesting clients I had, it was like she was showing women how to be sensual, and that may not seem very weird, but like stuff
Yeah.
she did,
Uh-huh.
we had to bring different items. They had to bring like some ice and a feather and some other stuff, and we were like, she
Oh.
was showing us the different senses and stuff like that. So to me, that was like the most interesting one that I did. But she sold that class because she was able to tap into how she can help you and what the end result was. So I'm telling you, we had to bring ice, a feather, and chocolate or
Look, just
something.
just hearing the ice and the feather, I'm like, ooh, that
You're
sounds
like,
fun.
oh, okay, that sounds
I was
fun,
in there getting
right?
sexy and stuff. It's so funny you say
Exactly.
that because I was just at a conference the past weekend, and me and my girlfriend, we were talking, my homegirl, we were talking about like how it was this girl that was at the conference who just exudes like sexuality, right? But wasn't trying. Like she didn't know
Hmm.
what she had. And I was like, we're like, girl, you need to teach people. Like, you don't even know. But see, because she didn't know. And so now she could have someone who could teach her how to be able to express that because there are women right now, like, I need to know how to be sexier. They say I'm too rough, I'm
Yes.
too tough, and I want to learn
You
how to
know
be sensitive. So I
what?
love that idea. Absolutely.
You reminded me of the woman. I think she was from Atlanta. She was the hula hoop woman. or she is the hula hoop woman, and honey, she is not your grandmama's hula hoop. Or when we were little girls, she was working it, and it was just like you were just it was mesmerizing. And I'm like, yo, as a woman, I would love to tap into that femininity, and I will love that. I'm like, yo, does she teach classes? Or even look at some of the dance classes, like the twerk classes and stuff like that. It's fun. You're releasing energy, right? So the whole point is it doesn't matter what you're selling, you can monetize it. Now, there are certain ground rules though, if you're going to sell something. For example, someone came to me earlier and she said, it was like when COVID first broke, like May, like in May or something. And she was like, I want to teach African Americans about what do you call it? They're in building up their immune system and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, like that's all right. I went to her social media because my thing is I want to help you monetize quickly, and I know it's certain things you need to have.
Right.
So I go to her social media and I'm like, nothing about you says you want to help people build up their immunity or their health. Nothing. You don't talk about it. So how are you going to sell it? I was like, listen, you can sell it, but listen, it's going to take you at least another 30 days or so because we have to get the content to match.
Absolutely.
So people don't realize that people need to see. So if you say, so I told her, I said, you're saying that, you want to help people with their immune systems. I don't see anything in your social media that speaks to that. And because it doesn't, it's going to make it harder for you to sell this idea. And I said, let's look at some other stuff. She said, oh, you know what? I specialize in creating conferences of at least 400 people. And I know all of these things about conferences. And I said, stop. I said, that's actually pretty good.
Heck yeah.
And remember, with something tangible. And then I said, well, after COVID is over, people are going to be having so many conferences. It's not funny. Now, the thing is, I went to her social media and she had social proof. She had pictures and different things. So when you checked it out, it was like, okay, this is what she's into. I buy that. So no matter what you want to sell, you have to be about it and you have to show it.
Come on.
If you don't show it, it's just going to be harder and longer for you to sell.
Girl, I feel like, was you like in my head or something? Like everything I'm like, are you trying to sell me right now? Look, I'm not lying because everything you're saying is so perfect and you are making me so comfortable. I promise you, we're going to have an offline conversation because my folks need you. Like outside of Urban CEO, what I do for my business, everything you're saying is exactly what I'm sharing all the time. Listen, like, again, and I just really feel like it goes back to, again, being addicted to our own labor. So we see this and we want to do that. Then we're going to try this and then we're going to try this. When literally, like, I always try to think of the weirdest stuff. Like you could be a coach teaching women how to get a car without getting hassled. Like literally, like I'm just randomly making up stuff because I got pictures of the cars that I want right here. And so imagine you teach women how to go into a dealership and not get played and pay less every single time you whatever you're trying to do when it comes to cars. So it could be real simple. Okay. So now the next question that a lot of people always want to know, how do I price my program?
Okay.
And I want to even set this preface at, because one of the things I think I get from a lot of people is they feel like they're unqualified to charge a certain fee. And so how does one price their program? Like, where do you base that from?
Okay, that is an excellent question. And you're right. A lot of people have that question. And like I said, you have to go back to my frame, my lens, my frame of reference for me is I'm with newbies. And I know they don't feel qualified. I know they feel like, Shalena, you really think they're gonna buy this from me? Or they feel like, Shalena, is this really worthy to teach? And I'm like, remember, you know what you know. I don't know what you know, and the people who are attracted to you, they don't know either. So we have to kind of like take a step back, take a deep breath, and be like, you know what? I know my stuff. Not only, and you know the proof that you know your stuff, it comes to you easily. I once heard a woman say this, and this is for once you master it. She said you should charge the most for the things that you're the best at. But when you're first starting out, you feel like some people feel icky, like I feel bad charging for something that comes to me so easily. And I'm like, you gotta stop that, because listen, if you hire a plumber for a job, do you want the plumber that, okay, boom, boom, bit, bit, they get it, they solve it? Or do you want the person who's lingering in your house, messing stuff up, calling, asking for, you don't want that. You want the person who knows their stuff. So the first thing you have to do, no matter where you're starting at in the beginning, you have to become confident. I know my stuff. I'm confident. And, with my clients, though, I make sure they do it step by step and break it down for people, because when you do know your stuff, you can tend to, like I say, just mush it all together and assume that people know stuff that they don't know. So I'm like, no, baby walk, baby steps and baby walking. So you're like, all right, so now that we got your mindset right, like, okay, I can teach this. I'm good. This is how I'm going to teach it. It doesn't matter what the price is at the beginning. It doesn't matter. And people may say, well, what do you mean? That's not solving my problem. Listen, the reason why I'm saying is it doesn't matter is because when you're first starting out, you're trying to, one, get people to buy. And two, you're trying to teach what you know to make sure it makes sense. Make sure you're getting, you're helping people. And then you want that social proof. So in the beginning, I'm like, let's take the price off the table for right now. And let's focus on, hey, can I get someone to buy this? Because once someone buys, you're in business. That means you're solving a problem for a fee. Then you teach. And they're like, oh, this is good. Or, you might have like skipped over something. And then wait, maybe, excuse me, Taria, can you tell me, like, how did you do this? And you're like, oh my God, why are they asking me? And then, so you need that feedback. And then at the end, they're giving you testimonials. And let me tell you, when you do it my way, what always happens, you solve this one solution and they say, Taria, well, in the class, you brought up this thing right here. Are you going to teach on that? Or have you thought about teaching? They tell you what to, I'm telling you, they tell you what to teach. And if they come to you and tell you what to teach, right, that means they're going to buy it. Yep. And that's what we want. So you get repeat buyers and you start creating products that people want. But let's go back to say, all right, Shalena, but I need to know. Here's my thing with like new people. If you're doing a masterclass, it's like 60 to 90 minutes. Like 60 minutes, it could either be, the 60 minutes can be the straight training and then 30-minute Q&A, or it could be 45-minute training, 15-minute Q&A, whatever it is, 60 to 90 minutes, right? You're talking about one solution, one problem you're trying to solve, right? You have that. And let's just say, remember, your goal was $1,000. It then becomes math. All right. Come on. If I charge 47, right? If I charge $47, like $50, I like 47 because I like stuff that ends in 7. That's just me. Yeah. But if you want to say 50, that's fine. So if you're like, all right, this is the class I'm going to teach. This is what people are going to get out of it. And my goal is I want to make $1,000. When I first started out, I was afraid to say how much I wanted to earn. I was like, no, I just want to help people. But it's like, no, you need to have an idea of how much you want to earn because you're worthy of it, right? So now I'm like, all right, I want to earn $1,000. So if I'm going to charge $50, right? I'm like, okay, 1,000 divided by 50. That's 20 people. Can I get 20 people to say yes to this class? And when you begin to think about it like that, it's like, yeah. There's your $1,000. Okay, let's just say if you say, Shalena, well, listen, I don't really know. Maybe I want to do 27. I don't know, $27. It really becomes math, right? And it's it really becomes math, right? And I know you are a math person, so I like to keep my numbers simple. I love to keep the numbers simple. So let's just say you decide you want to charge $25 for your class, right? What is that, Taria? What is the 25? Is that 50?
Well, you said 50 initially, right? So that's 20 people. So what is that, 40 people?
40
is that
people.
Right? Is it 40?
Yeah, so that would be
double.
40. Right, it would be 40 people. So then you say, wow, can I get 40 people? And then it's like, oh, okay, it becomes a numbers game. But if you look at the 50, it's easier to probably get 20 people than it is to get the 40. But then it's like, okay, if you're following what I'm saying, you're like, okay, well, you know what? I didn't get 20 people, but I got 10. So you have 10 times the 50, right? That's 500. I still want you to be encouraged, because remember, go back to the first thing I said about offering simple solutions. Remember, your first solutions, if we look at Taria, was how to write the book, right? Mm-hmm. You said, I'm going to teach you how to write the book for 50. You know, in your success path, that next step is going to be how to self-publish it. So the people that come to the first class, right, only 10 people came, you made $500. That is still good. It's still good. I'm going to tell you why it's still good. It's still good. Then at the end, you can already upsell those people to the self-publishing class. And maybe the self-publishing class is now that's 97, right? So now what if 5 of those people took you up on that 97? There's your $1,000.
Absolutely.
It's different ways of looking at it, right? But some of my clients, they get that $1,000 because they just, once they see the money start piling up, and the beauty is they pre-sell the class, so they haven't even taught the class yet.
Right.
You know, that they're out promoting for like 2 weeks, and people are buying into it, and they're like surprised. They're like, I haven't taught the class and I've earned money. I'm like, yes, that's pre-selling. So that motivates them even more. Like, who else can I get? So that's what I'm saying. It's not hard to do once you wrap your mind around a few things. It's really not hard to do.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to throw something in, because I don't teach my folks that type of a price, but this is your lane because they're brand new. Most of the people have been in. But what I will tell you is this, that I definitely agree with Shalena, is that once you start getting those receipts, the social proof, your value increases substantially.
Yes.
And another thing that we also have to understand, I share this all the time, when you feel bad about charging people for stuff, remember this: people respect what they pay for. And that is period. That freed me years ago. And the way that I knew that is because I would let people enroll into some of my programs for free just so that I could use them as a testimonial, and they would never do anything. It wasn't until people had to pay. And so I also know even for myself. And then you also got to think about it like this too, Shalena, because I know as a coach, you have a coach, you've invested in coaching, right? And so if you have the audacity to invest in yourself, why would you devalue the value that you bring in? I mean, you know, when a professor wants to go work at a school, if they have a doctorate, they want to get paid more money than if they only have a bachelor's. Why? Because they spent more money on education. So the same goes for you guys as coaches. If you've invested in your own coaching, you should absolutely expect to be paid for the value that you bring here into this world. So I can appreciate that. And
I'm glad you brought that up. And once again, it was like remembering what I was telling people, like the lane that I operate in, because I feel like a lot of people, you know what I mean? It's hard for them sometimes to offer something at a higher price. It just is. So it's like, once you master, okay, let me make $1,000, and then I make another 1,000, and I make another 1,000, and you master that, people will then start coming to you. And like you said, you can create, you can offer higher products, you know, at higher value, and your confidence will be there, and your mastery will be there, most importantly. And like you said, and you'll have receipts. So it definitely works. It all works together, and it all comes together. And I feel as though when you start charging people, you should really know your stuff. And I think in our industry, because anyone can become a coach, it's a lot of fluff out there. And that's where you hear a lot of the stories, like, I paid $10,000 and I didn't get anything, or I paid this and they didn't, you know, they didn't get anything out of it. So I just, for me, and I'm sure you can agree to it, it's like, if you're out there charging people, know your stuff and produce and know your stuff and really help people. Like, it's so much going on, like scamming. And I'm like, why scam when there's so many people who need help?
These influencers, honey, is getting called out, child. And that even goes back to why it's so important, guys, to niche it down. Like, stop trying to be everything, because there's no way you can truly learn everything. Like, I see some people where they want to help people write books, then they want to help people to learn how to be a speaker, then they want to help people to start a network marketing company, then they're going to help you to learn how to do jewelry. And I'm like, bro, you cannot become a specialist trying to do all those things. And now it's a disservice. Like, how can you really say that you know everything about those individual industries when they're always constantly changing. So I can appreciate that. Shalena,
Yeah,
look,
right.
we need to get in touch with you, darling. So how is it, can our viewers listening and or watching, how can they get in touch with you so that they can start getting on the path of earning for their value?
Yes. So everybody, you can find me at bestsellingyear.com. That's BESTSELLINGYEAR, bestsellingyear.com. And on social media everywhere, I'm at Shalena D.I.V.A. So that's my digital footprint on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all those places. I'm at Shalena D.I.V.A. And my Facebook group is called My Best Selling Year. That's where I spend a lot of my time. Definitely check me out there, and I would love to get you, to start monetizing quickly with the information that you already know and that you already possess.
Y'all make sure y'all hit her up. I'm telling you, she knows what she's talking about, okay? Listen, she knows what she is talking about. Okay, one more final question. So, Urban CEO actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. I'm going to repeat it again, but I want you to tell me of those, of that breakdown: unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So those four. If it's one, two, or all, what do you feel fits you best and why? Unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming.
I think it's non-conforming.
And why?
And the reason being is because just especially this year, I just don't conform to what the norms are. When I first started out, I told people, I don't think y'all should start with courses, even though there's so many people saying start with a course. And I, when things of like how I be pricing for new coaches, my thing is a result. Let's get you a result and let's get you some money in your pocket, right? And once you do that, you can build up. So I'm very non-conforming. I don't conform to like what the standards are, what people say you should be doing or how you should do it. And I'm non-conforming because I am bold in many ways. I'm bold, and I like to listen to what God tells me to do. I say God is like the best strategist ever. And so I'm able to be non-conforming and to be bold. And being bold, all of the letters come together. And being bold, when you're bold and you really don't care what people think or what they say, and you're just focused on your mission and your ideal clients. Like, I'm very unapologetic about who I serve, even though, and Taria, you can tell them it's very tempting to say, oh, just because it's something, like Taria and she loves gadgets. That's why I'm like, oh, this is cool. I knew it right off the bat. They'll be like, oh, can you teach me this or can you teach me that?
Right.
It is so tempting to be like, okay, I can teach a class on that. But I had to rein that in and become really unapologetic. Like, look, I don't do that. I can do it, but I don't offer that. I can help certain people, but these are the people that I really want to serve. So I became really unapologetic about that. And a lot of people didn't like it. And then how I chose to run my company, a lot of people didn't like it, but it's what I chose to do. So definitely non-conforming is up there.
Girl, just say all.
They are. Yeah, they're all.
You're all of them. They all flow together. That's why it's such a dope acronym, right? It's like, it works. Like, what? Okay, I get it, Taria. I get it. Well, Shalena D.I.V.A, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I know this will not be the last time, okay? For sure. We're going to be reaching out to her to definitely plug in and do more. So I'm going to holler at you later. Let me tell you something. Shalena D.I.V.A was amazing, y'all. Make sure that you plug into this sister, because I promise you, she is definitely on point. Everything that she's saying, I always talk about. I definitely believe in exactly what she's preaching. And I think that every single one of you guys that are watching this, if people have ever asked you, how do you ... that means they come to you for something. I believe that if they'll Google it, they'll pay for it, and they're looking for you. So make sure you get with Shalena D.I.V.A so that she can show you how to monetize that information, baby. We should say monetize what's in your brain. Until then, you guys, we'll be back on our next show for another edition with an incredible VIP guest. This was a fire show. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Deuces.